My state of health was poor, so I was taken to hospital. I was in hospital for a number of weeks. And I personally didn't think that any of my family had survived, and I had therefore really no wish to go back to a place which would be full of memories and where I wouldn't know anybody, and I didn't really want to go home. And I didn't really know what I was going to do, so we went up to the military and asked whether they needed any interpreters, because I spoke English, French, German, Czech, Slovak, Hungarian, and a small amount of Russian. I thought maybe I could be useful there. So they decided, I was interviewed, and they decided that yes, they said that they were moving on from there. Did I mind moving on? I said, not at all. And they picked me up from the hospital the next day. And the nuns had given me a little cardboard suitcase. And I had asked them to burn all the clothes except for the greatcoat, because I thought I could use that. And they gave me an old blanket and an old sheet, and I had made out of it some blouses and knickers and a pair of trousers and a bottle. That's all that came out of it. And they gave me a towel and a piece of soap and a toothbrush. And that was all I had in my case. So when they came to pick me up in the jeep, they said, "Where's your luggage?" And I said, "That's my luggage." And that was the luggage I took with me when I went to work for 1027 Military Government Detachment. I worked in the military Government Control Commission Germany until September 1946. In the meantime, my mother had returned to Bratislava, as had my brother and my cousin. My father hadn't. And my mother managed to trace me through the Red Cross and asked me to go back home. I wasn't very keen to go back home because, as I told you, I thought there would be nobody. I didn't think it likely that many people of my own age group would have survived. And I had met Bert by now, and Bert his wife had died, and he had 2 children. And since it was thought that the radiation that I'd received was likely to make me sterile, I thought it would be not a bad idea to get married into a ready-made family. At the end of November 1946, Bert came to Bratislava, and that was quite an interesting journey too. And we got married on the 3rd of December, and we had to have 3 weddings because we were married first by the mayor according to the Czechoslovak rules. We then had to go to the embassy to be married according to the English laws when I was given a British passport, and the army only recognized the church wedding, so I had to hire an evangelical church, get a Church of Scotland padre from the Prague embassy down to conduct the wedding according to the rites of the Church of England, so that the army should accept it. Bert then, we had a few days together. Bert went back to Germany, and he was posted to England in beginning of March 1947, and I came to England actually on the 17th of March 1947, and I've lived here ever since. Besides my 2 stepsons, I got a son who lives in Norway, and there's a little granddaughter aged 8, and I got a daughter who lives in London, and she got 2 children, Julia, who is 19, and James, who is 13.